Good afternoon, everybody. How are we doing? 5:30 Monday night. Just wanted to tap in and say hi. We're bringing to you another live talking about the 3 things that you need to be doing, the most important things you need to do every single day to make sure you are maximizing your brokerage business. So by all means, as you guys are hopping on, do me a favor. Let me know where you're coming in from. Also, if you can, smash that like button, smash the heart button, because what that'll allow the Facebook algorithm to do is push it out to as many people as possible so we can help as many folks tonight. So if you guys can help me help others, I would really, really appreciate it. I see people are hopping on. Where are you guys from? Okay, awesome. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Appreciate it and the thumbs up. Sweet. We will get going in just a moment. I'm just going to check for audio, making sure you can hear me loud and clear and all that good stuff. Let's see. Boom. Okay. All right, moving right along. Okay. So, not seeing the comments. Here we go. Now I got some comments. Hang on one second. Let me turn the volume down so we don't get feedback. Cool. Okay. Boom. All right, guys. Well, Alejandro Jordan, Alex, how are you, my man? Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate it. I see Debbie Perkins is here from California. Nice to see you again, Debbie. Yeah, we're going to be going over a few things that I'll hopefully try to help you guys. You know, we have, gosh, it is, let's see, we have 46 days left in the year, I want to say. It's, yeah, so we got to put the pedal to the metal, get the years closed out strong, and more importantly, when you really think about it on the commercial real estate brokerage side, there's a lot of things that folks can do. You know, what you do today isn't necessarily going to close this year. In fact, it's kind of a low likelihood, right? But what you can do is you can get yourself primed so that when you hit the ground running, when you hit the ground on January 1st, you hit the ground running, you know? If you take a little bit of time, do some of the right behaviors and so forth, you can set yourself up for an amazing 2022. So that's what we're doing here. I see Marjan's on. How you doing, Marjan? Marjan's one of my newest students. He's over on the west coast of Florida, so welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, so let me know, folks, where you're coming in from. I see we got several other folks have jumped on with us, and we'll get down to it in just a minute, talking about the 3 things that you can do to that you need to be doing the most important behaviors and the most important tasks that you can be doing. So yeah, let me know where you're coming in from. Awesome, guys. All right, and as you can see, the background's a little different today. I'm working from home because I have to move this week, so I'm just packing up a bunch of boxes. So I'm not with my usual background. So we are there. We got Tim Jinks is coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. Awesome. Cool. Good stuff. We got some folks on the East Coast here. We got some folks on the West Coast. So again, folks, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that heart button so we can spread the, tell the algorithm to send out the live today so we can help as many people as possible. That's really my mission here. Is what I run the group for, is to try to help as many people as I can. Oh, look at all the thumbs up and all the hearts. Thank you, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Okay. So I guess we'll go ahead and hop right on into it, right? So what we have in the course of our day, right, there is no rule that says what you need to be doing. There's no, and there's really no immediate penalty for not doing the right things, right? So what winds up happening is you can go throughout your entire day and might not be doing the highest value activities, right? There's a lot of good to do, but not the best to do, you know? So what winds up happening is we spend our time being busy, but not optimized, right? And optimization is really where it's at. It's like, think of it this way. Elon Musk has the exact same 24 hours as you and I do, but somehow that guy gets a whole lot more accomplished. Why is that? Because he has figured out ways to optimize his time, right? High-producing real estate brokers are no different, right? They do more of the right things which yield them the most amount of activity, most amount of productivity, I should say, right? So do me a favor, guys. Just throw out, and if you feel comfortable, throw out what your annual goal is, right, for 2022 in thousands of dollars, right? And I want to give you a really down and dirty formula to figure out how to maximize that time. So go ahead and throw that out there, because I really want to explain some concepts to you, right? So like, let's say you wanted to earn $300,000 next year, right? they're typically, I know it's a joke, haha, but if you assume a 40-hour work week, which I'm sure none of us are doing, many of us are working more than that, but let's just assume you work 40 hours a week, 50 weeks of the year, you take 2 weeks vacation, you're going to work about 2,000 hours this year, right? Okay, and then if you take that number and you divide it in half, so 300,000 divided in half is 150,000, right? And then you take off the thousands, and that's the amount of dollars you need to earn per hour. So 150 times 2,000 equals 300,000. So what does that mean? You have to be doing all 40 hours of your week. You need to be averaging $150 an hour work. Now, how do you do that, right? You do that by not doing $10 an hour work, $20 an hour work, right? You need to learn how to offload and delegate as much of that work as possible, okay? So just remember PPF, all right, guys? If you are not prospecting, presenting, or following up, okay, the majority of your day or as much time in your day as possible, then you are not optimizing your time, okay? Debbie comes in with 500,000. Awesome, great goal. Okay, so 500,000 divided by 2 is 250,000. Take off the 1,000, you got $250 an hour work you need to be doing every hour, or you need to be averaging $250 an hour work, which means if you're putting together, if you're putting a property on the MLS or on LoopNet or CoStar, right? That's not $250 an hour work, right? We're talking about skilled work. So if there's something that you can teach a $10 or $15 an hour admin how to do, because it's repeatable, right, and it's something that's ongoing, or you create a standard operating procedure and then you offload it to them, that's one of the ways you increase your efficiency, right? Marjan comes in with 200K. Why not? Absolutely. That's $100,000. I'm sorry, that's $100 an hour work all 40 hours of the week, right? In his case, he's also, works in another area. So that means that's awesome. So in his part-time job, he's looking to pick up an extra 200K. Amazing. Yes. So how do we do that? We do it by being as smart with our time as possible, right? We need to be as smart. We need to be as efficient. Just think of it like a grape, right? And you're trying to squeeze every drop of juice out of that grape. The way we do it, again, folks, PPF, prospecting, presenting, following up. Now, can you guys give me a list of activities, okay, that you do in your daily work that you do not do, that are not, necessary, that's not $200 an hour work, $100 an hour work, $250 an hour work? Can you do me that favor? Type up some things. So I wrote up a couple things, right? Researching phone numbers. That's not $200 an hour work. Putting something on the MLS. That's not $200 an hour work. Putting together an email blast, that's not $200 an hour work, right? Do me a favor, put in the chat some other things that you do in your day that you might be able to take and delegate off to another person, right? Because what you need to do is you need to understand, okay, our business, and I went through this several years ago, but I sat down and with, I did it on a flow chart. I downloaded a program, but you could just do it on a piece of paper, right? And you just draw little squares, okay? And every step of your business, okay, a flow chart is nothing more than a sequence of activities, right? So you draw a bunch of little boxes and you name the boxes, and then after a while, and then it's going to be closed, right? So basically a flow chart is going to be like this. Boom, 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 boom. Check it out, right? So a flow chart, you start up here, okay, step 1, and then step 2, and then step 3, then step 4, and you get you follow it all the way down until you get to the end, and that's your closing. That's where you make your money. So in my case, right, I do sales, right? So I have to research a property, okay? Then I have to look up the owner's information. Then I have to look up their phone number. Then I have to call them. And then from the call, I set the appointment. From the appointment, I get the listing. From the listing, we put it on the MLS, LoopNet, and CoStar. We put it on email blasting, right? And then we field offers, and then we get it under contract, and then we do our due diligence, yada, yada, yada. You get the point, right? So of those, there are certain steps that only I can do. Absolutely only I can do. But there are a lot of steps that you can offload to somebody who you're not having to pay $200 an hour, because, as the owners of our business, even if you're working for a company, you are still in the business of you, right? So you need to be making sure that you are are doing the absolute highest value thing. You are the most highest paid employee in your business, right? In the business of you. So how do we do that? So you might have like, you might have putting together a brochure. You might maybe billing, maybe putting stuff on a spreadsheet. Maybe entering people into the database or CRM. You go and you meet people at a networking event. You take those cards and then you put that into the CRM. That's not $200 an hour work. So you better not be spending prime time hours, 9 to 5 or 8 to 6 Monday through Friday doing that. Okay. So how do we do that? There are a few first steps for for getting extra help, right? There's an old saying, I think it was Gary Keller that said it. That guy's brilliant. He's really figured out how to scale businesses. But basically, if you do not have an admin or if you do not have an assistant, you are one, okay? Why? What he means by that is, or he meant by that is that if you're not paying someone else to do low value work, when I say low value, I mean anything under $20, $30, $40 an hour, you are the person that's doing it, right? You are acting as your own admin. And I got news for you. You will never be able to maximize your earnings, get to that $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 number if you are sitting there trying to do $10, $15, $20 an hour work, right? So a lot of people say, I don't know if I want to do this, right? I don't know if I want to take the money and invest. Don't think of it as, a $15 an hour employee, I don't have $30,000 to set aside. Most people don't. That's fine. You can find someone for a couple hours a day, right? That's virtual, right? Now, thank God, the COVID has completely normalized the world of virtual training and stuff like that. I mean, look at us. We're here virtually, right? So one of the places you can go is you can go to upwork.com, UPWORK. What they do, what it is it's a community, it's a platform for freelancers, right? So you can get yourself let's say, I'm just going to use the Philippines as an example because I know several people that have used that use Filipino virtual assistants. I've used them before in the past. They're absolutely fantastic. Happy to make $6 or $7 an hour, right? You work only on a contractual basis. They when they log onto the site, you will see what they did. So it's not like they're going to run up a bill or anything like that. They're very, very honest. It's very, very regulated, right? And you just say, okay, I'm willing to spend a maximum of $100 this week, and at $6 an hour or $5 an hour, that's 20 hours. $6 an hour might be $16 or 16 hours or so. And you can say you can limit your exposure, but you can maximize offloading these things that you do that are repetitive, that like you don't need to think through. You don't need to make any critical decisions. You create what's called a standard operating procedure, which is nothing more than an instruction sheet, right? Like if you can teach someone how to make microwave brownies, you could teach someone how to post something on LoopNet or CoStar or LoopNet or MLS, right? If you can teach somebody how to make microwave brownies, you can teach them how to fill out a contract. You have to proofread it, right? But they can fill out all the information from the county property appraiser's website, that type of thing, So something definitely to consider is getting yourself, is getting yourself either a virtual assistant to begin with, right? And then when the time is right, find either someone who's a stay-at-home mom, maybe a college student, maybe someone who's retired and just needs a little bit of extra income or just wants to stay busy. All people that don't need 8 hours of work a day. You don't have it for them yet, but all people that you would benefit by having a work situation with you. Looking to pick up a little bit of extra money, that type of thing. I see we have Mike McCormick on. Welcome, Mike. I see we have Brian Harris from New York. Awesome. Brian's one of our regulars here every week. Love it. All right, guys. So again, if you don't want to go the route of having someone here domestically that comes into your office, virtual is absolutely a great way to do it. Upwork.com. I've gotten some really good freelancers from Fiverr.com. It's not just $5 tasks anymore. That was just a nomer from 10 years ago, right? But really, really helps. From the time I got rocking and rolling, got my first assistant, my business absolutely completely blew up within the next 12 months because I was able to have her do all the things that were not the highest value work and allow me to do more of the highest value work. So can anyone do me a favor and take a guess what happens when you can do twice as much prospecting when you don't have to worry about putting together a flyer or putting together an email blast? Can anybody guess what happens to your business if you start doing more prospecting, presenting, and following up. I'll wait. Anybody? Bueller? Guess what? It goes through the roof, because when you spend more time doing the highest value things, you get more, if you think of it this way, there's 5 ways to double your business. Exactly, Orlando. It scales 100%. Income doubles. Yes. In 24 months, I tripled my income. And the very, very start of it was me getting in 3 times. Exactly, Gabriel. 100%. Exactly. So in a 24-month period, I got an admin, and I tripled my business in a 24-month period, because it allows you to scale out, right? There's 5 ways of doubling your business, right? Can anybody guess how you can double your business? Anyone? Throw something out there. Gabriel, Brian, Orlando? Anyone? Let me throw this out there for you. This is a extra little nugget. Okay? Number 1, you can work twice as many hours. I think we're all pretty well tapped out, right? I don't think anyone here wants to go from working 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day to working 16, 20, or 24 hours, right? It's impossible. So that's it. Tim, boom. Tim gets the gold star. Yes. More prospecting. Think of it. You can cover, I say 50 dials a day keeps poverty away, right? If you can do 50 dials a day in commercial real estate, right, you can absolutely 100% make a whole lot of money. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. The average commercial sales $1.6 million, which means it's $48,000 per side of a transaction. So trust me, I can think of 48,000 reasons why you should increase the amount of prospecting that you're doing. No matter who you are, I guarantee you more prospecting will help you, right? So yes, Tim, way to hit it on the head. Increase your prospecting, right? Now, if you guys are selling by phone, you can double your dials, right? That's one way. You can get twice as many meetings. What does that mean? You got to get better at your scripts. You get better at your scripts, you get your foot in the door more, which will naturally lead to more conversations, more listings, right? If you have, you get more listing appointments, right? Let's say you get better at your presentation, right? Your presentation gets twice as good. Guess what? You're going to get twice the amount of listings, okay? And then finally, you get better listings, right? If you get listings that you have the value dialed in on, right? If you're asking the right number, right? Like the example I always use is $20 bill. Take it to 7-Eleven, right? Someone, you think they'll give you 20 singles at 7-Eleven for a $20 bill? Anybody? Yeah. Type +1 in the chat if you think they'll give you $20 for a $20 bill, right? So, same thing. You bring to 7-Eleven and you bring a $20 bill and you ask them for 19 singles, right? Of course you're going to get it, right? Fine. Now, take that same $20 bill and go ahead and ask for 23 singles. How long do you think that cashier is going to let you wait in line? Taking overpriced listings is no different, right? So the biggest point is, and that's why I keep it for last, is if you want to double the amount of money you make, okay, price your listings better. If you price your listings better, that means you're going to have more of them sell. So if you want to double your business, you don't have to necessarily double your prospecting, get twice as good at your scripts, get twice as good at your presentation, or take twice as good at listings. But what if you just increased each of those just 20%? You did 20% more dials. Let's say you're doing 40 dials a day, right? Let's say you do 48 dials a day. Okay, that's check 1. You get a little bit better on the phone. You get yourself into a rhythm. Maybe you develop some scripts that really work for you. I have scripts that I use that are absolutely fantastic, right? When you get to your listing presentation, maybe you do just a little bit more homework. Maybe you show up a little bit more prepared. Maybe you show up dressed a little more professional than the next person, okay? Another way to drastically increase your chances, right? The other thing is, if you learn how to price properties properly, once you get them dialed in, the listings start selling themselves. You don't have to sit there and wait, right? So you put all of those things together, that's the fastest way to double your income. 20% better, 20% better, 20%, 20%, 20%. That's how you double your money, okay? So between that and increasing the amount of time you prospect, present, and follow up. Because think about it. Prospecting, more dials on the phone, means more meetings, means more listings, means more sales, right? More presenting means more listing presentations, right? The more of those you do, the more you're going to increase, okay? And more following up. For those of you that give up after the second or third call, you are leaving gold nuggets all over the floor, right? Like, if you saw a hunk of gold, or if you saw a Rolex watch laying on the sidewalk, would you think you'd pick it up? Yeah. That's what following up is, and that's what following up does for you. Some of the biggest transactions I've ever closed were because I was just absolutely just ridiculously tenacious about following up. Some of the biggest listings I've ever taken were from dialing them 30, 40, maybe even 50 times in like a 6-month period, okay? I don't give up, I don't know how, and I recommend you adopt the same mentality, because once you do, it sends a message. It's not just you following up. They see that you mean business, they see that you don't give up easily, and they trust you. What you're doing is with every phone dial, right? You are showing them that you mean business, you're persistent, and when the listing is yours, you're gonna work as hard in order to sell it for them, okay? So it sends a whole lot of subtle messages. Some people might get annoyed by it. Fine, you were never gonna do business with them in the first place. But the ones that you stay on gently, politely, of course. You don't want to go, bothering someone to the point where they want to report you to the FCC or whatever. But you get the point. The more you follow up, I promise you, follow up is the key to the kingdom. So again, guys, remember, biggest takeaway from here: prospect, present, follow up more. Okay, no matter whatever amount you can increase that, you will increase your income. Okay. Take down and write out a little flow chart like I showed you here, okay? Show you step 1, step 2, step 3, follow the yellow book road, because that's going to lead you to the gold, okay? Once you figure out what those steps for your process are going to be, that's how you get to figure out, okay, I can offload that, I can offload that, but I really need to do these 6 items. That's fine. But I'd rather have you doing 6 items than 16 items, okay? If you guys want help with your business, this is what we do. Not only am I an investor and an active broker, but I also mentor students, right? What we do is we take you through a 6-month curriculum where we break down your business. We show you, where the blind spots are. We show you where you need to give it special attention. We have individualized training for folks, so that because no one can see their blind spots, we help them see them, and then we figure out a path to get them on the road and on the way to success that much quicker. If you've ever felt like, I know I can make more money in this business, I'm just kind of missing like a couple key things. If you've ever felt like, the guys that are making money in my office, just maybe they're not that smart, but they figured a few things out and they're probably not willing to share them with you, okay? I am an open book. I share everything I've done with my business, and I'd be happy to help you along. If you folks are interested in that, do me a favor and put into the chat the word training, #training, and we'll follow up with you. We'll hop on a call when we both have time, so we can figure out, how we might be able to help you. Because there's an old saying, the people that have been able to see far is because they've stood on the shoulders of giants, right? If someone else has already done what you would like to do, learn from them, because there's nothing more expensive than time, right? You get money back, but however you can speed up your learning curve, you can never get years back that you spent toiling and not hitting your goal. I'm going to leave you with one last thought. Everybody, you shared your financial goals with me before. I saw Debbie was at 500. I saw Marjan was at I think an additional 200, because that's his side hustle. Guys, if you feel comfortable, put your financial goals in the chat. I want to show you. I want to give you an example, something that's really going to hit home and hopefully open up your eyes. Right. So if let's say somebody puts 300,000 in there, right, and they're making 100,000 currently, right? So by not knowing how to make 300,000. It is costing that person $200,000 a year to not know how to make 300,000. Let's see if it makes sense. If your goal is to make 300 and you're making 100, the gap in between the two is $200,000. It is costing you $200,000 of what the distance between what you are earning and what you want to be earning, to not know those skills, okay? If you want to learn those skills from someone that's done it, someone that's showed others how to do it, I'd be happy to help you. Brian Harris, 500,000, that's an awesome goal. Take that, subtract out what you're currently making, and that's what it's costing you not to know those skills yet, okay? So as soon as you guys are able to, let's get together, let's hop on a call, put #training in the chat, and we can talk about kind of what a customized brokerage training program would look like for you to get you to where you want to go. Okay, guys? So Awesome sharing this with you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm always available in Messenger, and be happy to hop on the phone if you have any questions. By the way, if you're watching this video live, type in #live. If you're watching this on a replay, do me a favor and put #replay. It gives us an idea of how many people are hopping on. So in the meantime, thanks for joining, folks. Really appreciate you all being here, and I will see you this time next week. Take care. Have a good night.